I'm back. What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chan. I'm a psychic medium and spiritual mentor, and I'm here to support empaths and highly sensitive people on their spiritual journey here on Earth so that they may activate their highest potential and ascend in consciousness. So
it's been a while since I've been on here,
but I plan on being back permanently and really committing to my journey here on YouTube. So with a lot of reflection and a lot of just looking into the new year and just thinking about my vision and where I want to go in life, my heart was telling me that I really needed to be more present on YouTube. I have no idea why, other than the fact that I absolutely love making videos. I love editing videos and I love putting it out there for you so that it can help you in any way, shape, or form. It's something that's so easy for me and something that feels so energizing. And also, time disappears, so I know that that's a really clear sign for me that this is part of my purpose and it's part of what feels most aligned for me. So in today's video, we are going to be talking a little bit more about how to truly live in alignment this year and subsequently attracting more abundance in your life. So I'm going to get into these topics and really I'm going to go deep on how we are subconsciously manifesting from our ego self, aka our lower self, our limited self, and how we can manifest from the soul, which is our unlimited self, our limitless infinite potential that lives within us. And it is our direct connection to source, God, universe, whatever you like to call it. Before we get into the video, I have some announcements to share with you guys. So as you may or may not know, I have a psychic mentorship program that is designed to help empaths to access their innate spiritual gifts and to uncover their psychic abilities. I have been developing my psychic abilities now for about 2 to 3 years, and I've been very deep into my spiritual journey and my spiritual practice since 2014. So I found so much clarity and just so much alignment and abundance as I tapped more into my inner world, into my inner magic, and really connected strongly with my soul, my spirit guides, my angels. And once I did that and really leaned on my spiritual team, a lot has shifted in my life. And, you know, from career, from living situation, from relationships, from just monetary abundance, from just really living an aligned life that I love, that I feel fulfilled in and present and just joyful, all of these things shifted. And so my theory is that when we truly tap in to our inner magic, when we truly listen to what our soul and our intuition is wanting to tell us and where it wants to take us, is where we truly unlock infinite potentials and endless possibilities for the life that we dream of living, which is why I offer the psychic mentorship program for empaths, because for me it helped unlock so much more magic in my life, so much more beauty, so much more love, abundance, alignment, and I want to offer that same thing to you. So if this feels like something that is interesting to you and you have been really wanting to uncover and develop your psychic abilities so that, number one, you could do readings for yourself, meaning you can connect with your spirit guides, your angels, your soul, and really just gain a lot more clarity, guidance, and direction in your life so that decisions come easy, so that you're not wasting your time with anyone or anything, and you're really living in alignment with your purpose. Or you can also have the option to do readings for others. So I have 2 clients that I'm working with right now who are very keen on wanting to offer their own gifts and their ability to read oracle cards and tarot cards and also just channel information and eventually offer that as a business and something that they want to pursue permanently because it's something that lights them up. So that's always an option as well. I do coach you through that process so that you can begin to offer your own services and your own natural gifts and leverage them, because why not? So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, if it feels like it's resonating with your heart, there is an application in the description box below. So I only work with a limited amount of empaths, usually just 2 to 3 empaths per month, and it is a 3-month basis container. And that's only because I really want to give my undivided energy and attention and guidance to you. And I'm also a projector, so if you are familiar with human design, a projector is someone that, doesn't work as much as a generator or manifesting generator and really needs to focus more on the creative process, on taking care of ourselves, on learning the things that we absolutely love to learn. And so it just really aligns with my projector self to only work with a small amount of people one-on-one, because that is where I can offer the best results for you, and that's where you can access your highest potential. So just know that you have to apply for this, and if ever the spots are taken, then you just are placed on a wait list, and I will be in contact with you so that you're the first person to know when a spot opens up. So that being said, let's get into the video and let's talk a lot more about how we can live in true alignment in 2023 and subsequently attract the abundant life that we so deserve and desire. So first things first, if we want to talk about how we can live in alignment with our highest potential in 2023, we need to know what alignment feels like. Okay, so alignment, I would say, is this new spiritual buzzword that everybody's using, and everyone's like, live in alignment with your highest self. Yes, however, it's important to know the difference in the types of alignment. So let's talk about the type of alignment that I am not talking about in this video, that I absolutely do not want you to tap into. And there's nothing wrong with this, it's a normal kind of alignment. So for example, you are talking to somebody and they say something that triggers you and you feel pissed and you feel mad, and what's in alignment with your state in that moment is to lash out and tell them to fuck off. See, that is a certain type of alignment that we are not talking about in this video, so you can just let it go. In this video, I'm specifically talking about the type of alignment that is truly connected with our intuitive voice, our inner voice, our heart-centered space, whatever you want to call it, our heart chakra, your soul, all of that. That is truly where we access infinite potential, endless possibilities, when we tap into our heart space, because our heart space is the seat of the soul. This is where our soul lives, and this is where our intuition comes from. So we're not up here, we're down into the heart. And so what does that kind of alignment feel like? Well, it feels exciting, expansive. It feels like there are so many possibilities. It feels like you're really tapping into this bigger type of energy. And this is important because you'll notice that when you're doing something or you're with someone that feels misaligned, you're going to feel more contracted, and you can just have awareness around, what your body's doing. So if you feel like, your body language is closed off, like you're crossing your arms or crossing your legs, or you just feel more tight, you feel like you can't breathe, you feel a little bit more constricted or restricted, or you feel like your intuition is telling you to stay reserved, then I would just take some notes and just note that as being misalignment. Now, if you are in alignment, you're going to feel open. First of all, you're not going to be sitting like this. You're probably going to be open, comfortable, relaxed. You're going to want to share. You're going to want to learn. You're in a very open energy. It feels expansive, like anything that you're maybe talking about with this person, or when you're with this person, it feels like, wow, we can do anything. It just feels so lighthearted and just joyful and abundant, and everything just flows. Then you are in alignment. So these are some really key components to take note of, so that you can start looking at your life to see, where am I misaligned and where do I feel true alignment. So now that we got that out of the way, I want to bring something up for you. When you are living in true alignment with your soul, you automatically and subsequently attract abundant situations. It is inevitable. And this is going to come in handy as well when we start talking about manifesting from an ego space versus the soul place. Well, when you are in your heart space, when you're taking action from your heart space, when you are spending time with people that make you feel loved in your heart and make you feel really good inside your body, when you're doing any type of activity or your type of work or project that you're working on that just feels so good, you're immersed in the task, you don't think about anything else, then you are accessing, number one, the present moment, which is all that there is. And when you are accessing the present moment and when you are truly in the present, you are accessing infinite potential. You are in direct contact with Source, God, Universe. And you're always in contact with Source and God and Universe, obviously. But when you are in the present moment, you are co-creating with this energy because you're not in the future, you're not in the past, and you are not just perpetuating some negative emotions in your body that, you might be thinking about a traumatic experience. You're truly in the present moment, which means you are in contact with life force and it is moving through you and you are co-creating with this energy. So it's literally impossible for you to not attract and create abundance when you are in this state, which is why alignment should be the goal, not creating abundance, creating monetary abundance, creating abundance in relationships, creating abundance in projects and creativity, and all of that is subsequent. All of that just comes with it. So your main focus in 2023 to live an aligned life is to really follow what feels most aligned for you. And that's all of the sensations and the emotions I was telling you about earlier. You really want to start paying attention to that because at the end of the day, we are moving so quickly in ascension. We are all aligning with the fifth dimensional energy. And so whether you do this consciously or not, it's just going to happen. So that, I guess, is a good thing. But also when we just kind of wait and we don't take action and we maybe don't cut certain people out of our lives, or we don't quit that job, or we don't, stop these unhealthy habits, then life is just going to pull it away from us. And that tends to be more painful. It tends to be more challenging. Just tends to be just more unpleasant. So you might as well make the choice yourself and it will be so much more empowering. And you're also going to build a lot of self-trust and self-confidence as you do that. Now let's get into how do we truly manifest and create abundance. So the first step is have awareness around where you feel misaligned and aligned in your life and make those changes accordingly. You don't have to make them point blank, period, just cut people off or cut things off. No, we want to have awareness and then move with our intuition to really figure out the best way for us to move forward. Now the next piece of this is we want to have more awareness of where we are trying to manifest from our ego versus from our soul. So manifestation is such a hot topic these days, and again, a buzzword, and it's used very lightly, and just like, oh, manifest your dreams by visualizing and thinking positive and just blah blah blah, all these. There's so much information out there, and trust me, I have gone through the entire journey of manifesting, from following what the book The Secret says, from reading Super Attractor by Gabby Bernstein, from then just trying to make that shit happen in my 3D matrix life, to then surrendering and really, asking my guides for help, and then finally arriving to where I am now, which is manifesting from the soul. I've really gone through the whole process, so I know naturally you will go through that process as well. But if you feel called to jump a step and get to this point right here that I'm going to share with you, you're going to notice such a big change and such a big shift in your life, because it's really going to change how you feel. Okay, so let me give you an example. So recently, actually, I've been working on my 6 to 12 month vision, just for my life in general. So I wrote them down, but I want to share with you some of the egocentric manifesting, the manifesting vision I have, and then how I'm going to switch that into a very soul-centered manifestation and a vision that I want to create for myself. So before we get into that part though, I want to be clear on what it feels like to manifest from the ego. So when we're manifesting from the ego, remember our ego lives in our mind, and our mind is limited. Our mind focuses on what it can see. Our mind wants evidence. Our mind is skeptical. Our mind is a logical reasoning kind of thinking. So we are truly tapping into our lower self. We are tapping into a limited version of what can be created and what is possible. The possibilities are not endless, they're limited. They're also usually based in scarcity and lack, right? Because our ego is like, okay, well, how is this going to happen? Oh, okay, so there's only this way that I can make this happen. It just only sees one kind of path. It's very tunnel vision. And so when you're manifesting from that place, even though you could tell yourself like, oh, this year I want to make $1 million. Well, that's limited if you think about it, because that's just one possibility. What if you're meant to, manifest $1 million a month instead of just this year? This is just an example. And obviously, the other thing is that our ego will attach to things that are materialistic, that will prove status, identity, just kind of like wants to show off in a way. And I was going to say something about that. What was it? When we are focused on manifesting something that's materialistic or for egocentric reasons, like we're trying to prove ourselves, trying to prove our worth, we create resistance. So there's this energy of resistance that enters into the process because it is not a true aligned vision for ourselves. So we are 100% soul, okay? Well, I won't say 100% because the ego lives with us. So let's say 90% soul, 10% ego. Yes, I made up those percentages, but you know what I'm saying? It's pretty much that. We are naturally intuitive. We are naturally spiritual. We are energetic beings. That is our nature. But when we operate from the ego, we are no longer aligned with our true self. This is our fake self. This is fake news. Now, whenever you are manifesting from the soul, it's going to feel so different. First of all, like I mentioned earlier, you are really tapping into the heart space. And our heart is directly connected to Source, God, Universe. So when we are creating and visualizing from our heart, we now access infinite potential. We access abundance. We access limitless possibilities. We access love, which is, first of all, if that's not even just enough on its own, love is the highest vibration in this universe. There is nothing higher than love. So when we operate from love and we manifest, we visualize from love, anything is possible. And that is so incredibly important. Now, when we are manifesting from the soul, it's going to feel very like, picture the weight just being lifted off of your shoulders. You're going to feel relaxed. You're going to feel relieved. You're going to feel truly just good in the moment. And that is a sign, an emotional sensation that shows that you are in true alignment with your authentic spiritual self, your soul, because it feels good. And it's really that simple. And it's only our ego that wants to complicate the shit out of everything. So when we can know these things and have awareness around what it feels like to manifest from my ego, what it feels like to manifest from the soul, then everything changes. And simply because you're feeling relieved, you're feeling soft, you're feeling just relaxed, this energy is motherfucking magnetic, okay? That's something that's important to know. It's really about what emotion and feeling are you embodying. Resistance and wanting to prove something is very restricted, it's limited, it's small. It's the small self that's trying to create. When you're in the soul, you feel open, flowy, lighthearted, and that is really magnetic. Think about it. Are you attracted to people, or like, do you like hanging out with people who are always negative, think pessimistically, they have a lack mindset, their energy's heavy? No, obviously not, right? Who do you like to hang out with? Those people that are flowy, that are like, it's all good, everything's gonna get worked out, let's go have some fun, let's chill. When you can just let down your guard and you can just truly be yourself. It's the same thing when you're manifesting. It's literally the same thing. What's your relationship with your vision, and what's your relationship with your manifestation? Are you like,
oh my god, please, this needs to happen, if not, I'm gonna fucking die. If I don't get this, then I'll never be able to prove to my high school best friend, who's now my enemy, that I am worth it and that I'm good enough and blah blah blah.
Like, that's just fucking desperate, right?
and that's just the truth. Nobody likes that energy. Universe doesn't like that energy either. And then, if you have a more positive, open-minded, loving relationship with your vision, like, look, this is what I want, universe. I feel good about it. But, if you got something better for me, bring it on. That's just so much more empowering for you, and that emotion will last. That sensation will last and stick with you for a while, and that's what we want. We really want to embody the emotion of having the thing we want, feeling good about what we're creating, because then we're truly tapping into our soul's manifestation power. I'm going to share with you maybe 2 to 3 things that I want to create this year, so that you can have an idea of what my initial egocentric vision was, and then how I'm going to really switch it to make it more soulful and really tap into the infinite. So, the first thing was, I make over $200,000 a year. Now, number 1, ego wants money.
Right? Who doesn't?
Number 2, the ego is limited. So $200,000 is a minimum, right? That's why I said I make over $200,000 a year. Now, why do I want this? Like, this is important to really think about. Why do I want to make $200,000 a year or more? The soul's perspective now of why would I want that? Because truly, what I want to experience is pure freedom. It's the feeling of freedom. It's the feeling of I can get up at whatever time I want. I can work on my projects that I absolutely love. I can serve empaths that I genuinely want, which means I can be picky about who I select to work with. I don't just take any Joe down the street to work with me. I can really be selective and work with empaths who are determined, who are driven, who truly want to change their lives, who really want to feel better, who want to do the spiritual work, who really want to help others and just have that ripple effect. I can be selective with the type of foods I buy. I can buy really, high vibrational foods. I can decorate my home in the way that makes me feel truly expansive and homey and comfortable and really tap in. But really the reason why I want to make over $200,000 a year is so that I can truly feel ultimate freedom. And now it's starting to rain. So I don't know if you could hear those little trickly raindrops, but don't mind them. Okay, the next thing, super, super key here. This is really interesting. So the next manifestation I have is this. So I wrote, I have a pool and I have a jacuzzi, and I go into my pool and jacuzzi daily. Now, why the fuck would I want this, right? My ego's like,
well, yeah, I want a pool so that I can be like, I got a pool and a jacuzzi.
right? But if you think about it, if I really think about it and feel into it, the reason is that when I'm in the water, I feel so connected to myself, and I feel deeply connected to God, to universe, to source. And that's just the truth. If you think about it for yourself, whenever you take a long shower, or you're in a bathtub or in a jacuzzi or swimming in the ocean, don't you feel this energy of like deep connection to the infinite potential around you? You just feel so connected to yourself. You feel connected to the universe. You feel like anything is possible. You feel at ease. This is really the feeling that I'm trying to create, because anytime I want to go into the jacuzzi, it's not because, I want to take pictures of myself and promote it all over Instagram that I have a jacuzzi. It's because I feel so good in my body. I feel reconnected with myself, and therefore I can really hear the messages that the universe has for me. And that's just a funny thing. I would like you to let me know in the comments, whenever you go for a shower or you take a bath, don't you receive just these crazy insights or just so much clarity? Let me know in the comments below if you also feel that way, because every single time I take a shower, something fucking awesome happens in my head. Just saying. The next thing is, I wrote, I work on my business and passion projects from my inspiring home office. Now, having my own home office is something that I've always wanted to have, and you know, obviously it's cute to be like, hey, I'm working from my home office. Look at my home office. It's so beautiful, right? But really, why do I want that? Well, number one, I want to tap in to true, pure, inspired, aligned action, inspiration, creativity. If I am in an office space that feels inspiring, then that means I'm truly opening up myself to the creative possibilities and working with the universe and what the universe would like to create through me. And that's really why I would like to manifest. So my ego's like,
Yeah, I want to have a beautiful home office because, like, hashtag work goals.
but my soul is like, yeah, I want to have a beautiful office because I really want to feel like I am directly tapping into my creative power. You see how that's completely different? And when you are manifesting from the ego, most of the time I would say there is no true emotion or feeling that is attached to it. It's very just like in the mind, which means it's very like blank and very blah. And it's just like, I want this because I want this. But if we truly tap into how the universe works, it's all about energy. And the only type of energy we have, I mean, obviously we are made up of energy, but we have emotions, which are energy in motion that live within us. So how can we speak the language of the universe when we are wanting to create something for ourselves is to feel that emotion. So I encourage all of you to really tap into those feelings and emotions when you're creating, and whenever you have some awesome manifestation that you want to bring to life, really tap into why your soul would want that for yourself. And you'll see that the energy of the manifestation is going to shift instantly. And that being said, when you are in alignment with the feeling and it feels good in your body and it feels like home, then you automatically and subsequently attract abundance. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you like this type of content, please click the like button. It's the best way for me to know that I should create more content just like this for you and for your expansion. Let me know in the comments below if you do get revelations in the shower or bath or even when you're just swimming. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for sharing. I really love to hear from you. And I love when I get to connect with you through this YouTube channel. And I hope to see you more often as I share more inspiring content with you. So that being said, there are no accidents or coincidences in this universe. Your soul led you to this video for a reason. And that's most likely because you are a psychic empath that is ready to tap into your infinite potential. See you in the next video.